Several years ago, when I was a Christian and I went to church, there was this woman there. I loosely knew her. I wouldn't call her a friend. I would just see her often at different church events. And she was a stay-at-home mom. And I forgot how the conversation got started, but I was telling her the place that I worked at that particular time had crazy holiday hours. And I remember telling her, yeah, sometimes I don't get home until 10 and, I'm exhausted. And she looked at me and she goes, oh, thank God I don't have to work anymore. And the way she said it, she was looking down on me. And I remember in that moment looking at her and just thinking, first of all, you look haggard. She always looked exhausted. Second, those kids were attached to her at the hip. She could never get a second to herself. Thirdly, she was looking down on me for working outside of the home. But she was working inside of the home. And as far as me getting home late, she would be up late taking care of her kids. She'd be up later than me. And I just remember looking at her thinking, I would not want to trade places with you. Unless I could get a nanny, I'd never want to do it. And, nothing against stay-at-home moms. I want everybody to have the opportunity to stay home if they choose to have kids, but I also want this attitude of, I'm better than you because I stay home to go away. And I've even heard the argument of, you work because of capitalism. That's why you have to work. Well, honey, you're home working for free for the same reason. As a matter of fact, because of your free labor, you are making your husband's life a lot easier while you look tired and do everything all the time. And you're doing it for free. I was a stay-at-home mom with my kids for about 2 years. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. There were some moments where, me and my kids have fun, but for the most part, I was isolated and stressed, and I hated it. And it took that for me to realize I don't want to cook every single day. I don't want the cleaning to solely be my responsibility. And I want to be out and getting to know people and having hobbies. And I actually enjoy the freedom of having my own money and not having to ask someone for an allowance or ask someone if I can buy a new dress or ask someone if I can get a couple of dollars to go to coffee with a friend. And even if you don't have to ask, you still have to get an allowance like you're a child. And I think that that's a mistake that a lot of stay-at-home moms make, is that they confuse lady of leisure with stay-at-home mom. A lady of leisure has a chef, she has a nanny, she has people who come clean, and she spends her days by the pool, reading, going to lunch with her friends, going to get-togethers and charity events, traveling, shopping, resting, getting pampered, having spa days. You are at home cooking and cleaning and child caring and organizing and trying to be 10 steps ahead of everybody so you can anticipate and stop potential problems in your home. Those are two totally different lifestyles. And I think when you try to spin being a stay-at-home mom into this idea of that's a lady of leisure, I think you ultimately discredit just how much work goes into being a stay-at-home mom. And I can tell you from the 2 years that I did it, wasn't nothing leisurely about it. So as many hours as I worked, as tired as I was, as overstimulated as I would get, I still did not want to trade places with her. Because just imagine if we called it what it is and we said, hey, you can stay at home, but you'll have to cook every day, you'll clean every day, you'll take care of the kids, there are no benefits. If something happens to me, you won't have any social security, and work history will be screwed, and you'll get to take care of me, and you'll get to organize everything, and you're going to do it for free. It doesn't look like a good deal. But men have tricked us. The world has tricked us into thinking that it's this glamorous lifestyle, and it's not. Would you work for your boss for free? No. But you would work with a man, you would work for a man in a marriage for free. You definitely wouldn't work for somebody at a business for free. But because you're in love and you're supposed to do everything for your family, you would work for your husband for free. Ew, gross. Women need to go into everything asking, how is this going to benefit me? I don't think we ask that question enough. I've heard so many stories of women who have made contracts that they will get paid every week and get a retirement account where money is put away for them. They have prenuptial agreements. So if you're going to stay home, do it right. But a lot of women don't do that. And they give up so much. And there always comes a point where they end up regretting that decision. And that's why you don't see any, as one of my mutuals stated, 50 or 60-year-old trad wives. Because either their partner passed away and they got a reality check, or they gained clarity and were like, hey, I don't like doing this. Get a prenup. Make a work contract to where you get paid and you get a retirement account. How are you going to be treated when he gets off work? Is he going to step up and be an actual parent? Or is everything going to continue to be on you 24/7? Do you get vacation time? What is he going to do to make up for the fact that you are stepping back from your career and all the success you could have had? What is he going to do to make up for the fact that your job history is now ruined? What is he going to do to make up for the fact that you are solely dependent upon him for money? What is he going to do to make up? What's in it for you? Because it just seems like you're losing. What is he going to do to make up for the fact that you're not going to be out and about all the time? You're not going to be able to hang out with your friends all the time, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be the one taking care of those kids even when he is home. How is he going to make sure you're okay if something happens to him? What's going to happen if y'all aren't together anymore? And I get it. Staying at home is the cheaper option than daycare. But then again, daycare workers get paid. You're still doing it for free. You should be getting paid something. Yes, somebody had to watch my kids while I worked. And sometimes I did feel bad about that. But I also took pride in the fact knowing that I could provide for my kids. I loved the fact that for 8 or so hours, I got to talk to other adults. Sometimes that was great, sometimes it wasn't. But I got to be in conversation with other adults and have my mind be stimulated. And it was a little break, and I could come home and be able to be a mom because I didn't have kids attached to my hip all day. I got a second to breathe. If you're going to do it, ask what is in it for you. Make a contract, put it on paper. What do you need in exchange for what you are losing?